Welcome to Cars on Call. This is a unusual episode in that it's not a lot of topics, it's two. And Stefan, man, you saw some cool stuff today.
This is the very first time I got the bullet out and went to a car show, and it's
Oh,
called
we
Magic's.
we got to introduce ourselves. I forgot.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead. Yeah, we
Steve
are
Schutz,
Cars on
automotive
Call.
Steve Schutz, automotive journalist, and Dr. Stefan Moran, trauma surgeon. And we usually have a trauma surgeon safety topic. We're not going to do that today because we got a little bit of a different thing.
Yeah, this is kind of like an emergency podcast. Steve, I thought I was going to do it
with
on spot,
with
but
no emergency.
with no emergency. Yeah, this is no level one trauma, but I just got back from a car show and I was like, oh my God. I started taking pictures because for once I finally had an idea for the podcast besides trauma. So if you're listening, we'll try to describe what you're seeing, but really this is going to be I think we've got over 50 pictures to show today. So this is going to be a very visual uh, program. So I would highly recommend that you switch over to YouTube and you'll get a lot more enjoyment out of this. And this is kind of be it. I'm going to give another clue. It's kind of a Rorschach test. The minute you see it, what comes to your mind, you just blurt it out. So here we
All
go.
right.
All right, so let's start with your rant. Let's get that over with, Stevo, and then we'll move into my topic. So, all right, take
Let's do
off.
your topic first. I will
Do
end with
my
my
topic
rant
first. Okay. All right, so I will start off here. Let me start the screen
because
share.
this was the reason we're doing this
You're right.
a
Okay.
little bit early, and I love this idea because this just happened. It's like holy. As soon as you said, I'm like, yeah, I want to talk about that.
Okay, so I've only ever done like when I had my first Cobra back in the 90s, I did a couple car shows, won some car shows with it. And then every now and then I go to a Cars and Coffee or a little car show to drive in, kind of see what's going on. I haven't been to one in a long time. And, I listened to Spike Ferrison and talking about in California. And on my Instagram feed popped up Magic City Octane. So Birmingham is called the Magic City. And the reason it's called the Magic City is in 1871, after the town had just been founded, massive explosion in growth because Birmingham, like Pittsburgh, has iron ore, lime, and coal. So it became the Pittsburgh of the South. A lot of money came into the town. So it became known as the Magic City. So this is Magic City Octane, uniting Birmingham's car community since 18, which I had no idea. And it popped up on my Instagram, and it's at second Saturday of every month. So a buddy of mine, Ed, he's got a Shelby GT350. He's got two Galaxy 500s. One he just bought is a 427 Tribute Galaxy, and he's got Corvettes. He's got like six cars. So he said, "Let's go." I said, "Absolutely." So he drove his wife's Corvette, which is I think it should have got a picture, but it's really cool, burnt orange with a dark tan interior, very
I
pretty.
hope former guest Andrew Clark was there.
Andrew was busy working on his Porsche, replacing all the bushings and the pedals. So he did not come out in his Beetle. So anyway, so I got the Bullet, I drove it out there, and then as I was walking around, we'll show some cool cars, but then we'll dive into what the real topic is here. So let me see. I should be able to hit this button. There we go. So I showed this. This is a AMG V8 Mercedes station wagon, which is a super cool car. And Adams, who'll be back on the show here hopefully in the next month or so, he's trying to decide besides the AMG V8, the R6 wagon, or the Panamera Turismo. And I took this in honor of Adams, hoping he might be able to make it with us today. But this is a super cool hot rodded station wagon. I love this car. Next, all right, so here we go. Back, staying on the German theme. We got the Mercedes, what is it, the S55 convertible, and that is a
So
SL. And then next to that is the BMW M2 CS. Now, let me tell you, so this is, I haven't seen a lot of these. That is the perfect size coupe. It's perfect. It's small, and everybody that has those loves those. And that's the 356B behind it, convertible. Now here, Steve, here, listen, this is a 911 convertible. I think it's a 991, Steve, but this color, I call it mint green. What is this Porsche color called?
it's a 992, and that is mint green.
That looks like a Jeff Bank color right there to me. But he would be so into that color. Gold wheels, and there's old 55 Chevy behind it. And then lots of blues today. So here's another, you can tell us which 911. This is an R8, Audi R8
It's a
with the blade.
GT3 Touring. Doesn't have
Yep.
the wing. So GT3 Touring in
Is that
maybe probably maritime blue.
maritime blue? Yeah, and the dark blue, sea blue on that Audi. I don't know exactly which color. And there were three Tourings out there today. Here is a slate blue 356, gorgeously restored. I love those. I
Wow,
would those dog dish hubcaps are not dog dish, but I love the steel wheels with the chrome
that's
caps on there.
beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? That is a fantastic car. And then here, GT4 RS
Yeah.
looks really nice, man. I don't like the gigantic wing in the back, but boy, that is a same thing. That size is right on that.
Yeah,
Um,
black with gold wheels is good combo. I agree. It's 911 is gotten really big. This is a good size. This is like 997 size.
Absolutely. And this is to me, I mean, honestly, I know, like we're talking about it, if you owned one of these, every time you got passed by a 911, you'd be like, wish I had a 911. Wish I had a 911.
That's
But
the problem.
that's the problem. All right, here we go. We had to have the
Wow.
Italians
Aventador.
a Aventador and just like purple, and then a nice little Ferrari next to it. And then look at this. A Maserati MC with the MC20. I mean, this is a
MC20, yeah.
MC20 Maserati. I mean, whoa, I was impressed.
This is a hell of a show.
Yeah, look at here's a Figaro. And so Figaro is the Kai car from Japan. I'm eventually going to get the Honda Acti pickup truck, which is their Kai pickup truck, those tiny little pickup trucks. But this is the Figaro. Man, this thing was decked out, leather interior. Man, it was gorgeous. It's got a roll down top. This would be an absolute blast to own.
Yeah, right-hand drive. I love that color, kind of a beige, kind of desert sand.
Yeah,
Bentley would call that biscuit.
not a fan of the white rims. I'd have to
No,
put something more retro on there, but I love this. I've seen pictures of these. I absolutely love this car.
this one needs the dog dish wheels.
Yes. How about this Datsun 510
510.
with the yellow CB fog headlights? I mean, with the racing stripes. This guy, I mean, he's got five spoke wheels on it. Very nice little car.
I love that one. I really,
Isn't?
really do.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet. Great color for that car. And then here we go. One of the this is listeners. You'll hear. Let me make this.
Godzilla.
Godzilla. Yeah, I got to make this bigger. Where is that? Where do I make the bigger? Because I want to show you the engine. This is the all-time most popular amongst the young hot rodders. This is the R826 twin cam V6 engine that this guy you can see here. He's got this gigantic monster turbocharger on there. And these cars, I mean, Steve, I think you can tune these up to almost 1,000 horsepower probably. I mean, they do
Yeah.
outrageous. And this is the all-time favorite drifting car too.
Yeah, I don't know what generation. It looks like R34 generation GTR. I don't know that much about this whole world, but
I don't
one of my
either.
one of my partners, Victor Chen, knows everything about all the engines and just a total fan of this era, which is 90s into the 2000s. I call it the Fast and Furious era.
Yes, that's a high dollar car. I mean, those go for big money on bring a trailer. Now,
Oh,
this
geez, look at that.
this is god awful. This is a Fox body Mustang and some kind of orange cream, more tannish. It's got a look at this. It's got a vinyl top. This one, like the best Mustang in the show today. I was like, oh my God. It's got fake BBS wheels on it.
This
I
has to
just,
be with the vinyl roof. This has to be late 70s. I mean, not even
yeah.
early 80s. This is probably 78.
Oh, it's awful. It's got the 5.0, but I just thought, I took a picture and ran.
And the 5.0 would be, they stuck that in later. That's not
Yeah.
in period. That was
Yes.
a later year.
Now, I took this
Thank you
picture
for the
just for you,
Barracuda.
Steve. A Barracuda, man.
Looks like a
Absolutely.
69.
Absolutely perfect size car. Once again, this is what they called almost like a small car back then. But to me, it's the perfect size muscle car from that era for today. Absolutely loved it. Beautiful.
That's
Another
the
beautiful.
the Gen 2 Barracuda. The Gen 3 one, which was the e-body, is the Barracuda everyone thinks about from the early 70s, 70 to 74. But this Gen 2 one is probably better, about the same size as the Camaro or the Mustang.
Yeah, it's got the five spoke Krugers on it. Man, absolutely fantastic car. What a gorgeous one. Okay, now here I'm going to start. So here. here's how we're going to transition into the car show. I washed my car yesterday. Pollen's insane. Well, so
What
I
kind of
was at
car
the
is that, Stefan?
so it's a Mustang Bullet 19 Mustang Bullet, and somebody asked me, said, "Is that vanity plate for Richard Petty? Because it's 43." I said,
That's
"No,
funny.
that is an Alabama National Guard tag." And even though I'm retired, the tags switch out in November. But you get that's because of the 43rd highest ranking officer in the Army and Air Guard. So you get your tag numbers is your rank in the state where you are in terms of rank. So it's not a Richard Petty, but very fitting tag for my last tag to be a Ford Richard Petty guy tag on my car. All right, so that started the whole thing
Holy
of
shit.
so walking around the show, all of a sudden I started noticing the vanity plates. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the topic, vanity plates. So this monstrosity, this guess what is actually underneath this?
That's like an apocalyptic car. It looks
It's
like almost like a Batmobile, but it's like this, it's obviously some kind of
Mad
ar
Max.
armored type of Mad Max apocalypse vehicle. What's underneath it? Oh, I'm trying to look at the cowl there. I don't know.
Corvette.
No.
Yes. So, but anyway, look at this. So this is an
Damn.
apocalyptic car with bars and plates. Well, he's got a busted windshield, but look at that. There's no way to replace that windshield in that car. Oops, small afterthought. But anyway, here's his license plate, Mad Max 1. And there's the Corvette. That's how I figured it out.
Oh, look, yeah, it's a C7. Wow.
C7, Mad Max 1. That's a good license plate. And I do like his four pipes. All right.
Yeah, Mad
All right.
Max is such a great movie.
All right. So here we are under the vanity plate rule now. All right. So these two cars, here's another Mad Max pickup truck. And look at this. This is a Pepto Bismol pink Camaro. Now, there were a lot of Camaros, not as many Mustangs, but here we go. Here's her tag,
Just Girl.
Just
Yeah,
Girl. I thought that was pretty good. That tag goes well with that car.
I like
Oh,
it.
here's an awful thing. And we're starting. This is a Miata that's got the Japanese thing where the wheels stick to the with horrible negative camber. Just awful, awful, awful.
There's a
Uh,
word for that type of thing. It's we used to call it slam, but it's more than
yeah.
slammed. I think it's terrible.
Just awful. I thought it had a vanity tag, but it didn't. Okay, here's a Cadillac T5V series, and it was a stick shift, and his license plate says CTV5. To me, that's kind of boring. Okay, yeah, I know what
Yeah,
it is. That's stupid. What do you think?
I think it's stupid.
Stupid. So a big no for that one. All right.
Yeah, it is. I like it when they have like 68 GTO on a 68 GTO,
Yeah,
but
but
this is just dumb.
it's dumb. All right. Here we go. So this is a hot rodded Camaro, and he came in revving his engine, and he's got the camera mounted on the back. He probably shoots fire, and it says slow SS. Yeah, it's an SS. I think that's stupid.
Yeah, because it's
It's
obviously a very
not.
fast car.
Yeah.
It's not slow. What's your point?
What's your point? It's outrageous, and it just
Yeah,
it was so damn loud. It was ridiculous, and he's doing that whole brap brap thing, and I was like, oh please.
yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure about this one. This is a Corvette with a wing, the most gigantic wing I've ever seen on it. I do like the dark red color. It looks like it's almost a wide body, but the license plate is POPA space O. Papa O, is this Grandpa's car?
It's Grandpa's car,
Which in a
and
Corvette I'd expect.
well, at the same time, yeah. I mean, this is a good old boy grandfather. He had his first kid when he was 16, and he was a grandpa by 38, and now he's 52, and he won a scratch off. So he got this wing on his Corvette.
You know, I think you're exactly right because I saw his wife. She was 30 with aftermarket parts, a halter top, and a tramp stamp.
Yeah,
He
that's
traded up too.
wife number two, who he got after he won the scratch off.
Yeah. All right. Here's another Corvette. It's a license plate says XTIEZ.
Oh,
Ecstasy?
what? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, ecstasy. I guess that's what it is. This car's is. He's got an Auburn tag on it. I thought that was stupid. All right,
Yeah,
here's a
of course.
Mustang.
It's so classic. It's Auburn and it's something dumb. And you remember when
Yeah.
the football dorm had a fire and Steve Spurrier said it's a shame that all the books burned before they had a chance to color in them.
Oh, that's
That's
funny.
my Auburn football joke
Oh
from
my
Steve
God.
Spurrier.
Oh my gosh. All right, so we're on a Corvette theme now. Oh, we're done with the Corvettes. Now we're into the Mustangs. So here is a Mustang that says too fast V8. Uh, I
By the
don't
way,
think
you're not getting a warning if you get pulled over and you hit this car with that license plate.
it's like give me a ticket. And the car's bright
Right.
red too.
Yeah.
This is like write me a ticket.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a Mach 1 Mustang and it says lethal 4 liter. I guess LETH 4L. Lethal 4
No, I
liter?
think it's just lethal. And the A was
Lethal.
taken.
Okay.
So they tried to do lethal, but the A was that was so they said just put a four in, you
Yeah,
know.
how would you like for the boy to drive up in this car picking up your daughter for a date?
Oh God.
No, I don't think so.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Yeah. No. Curfew is 8:30.
Now, this one I do like. So here's a fox-bodied Mustang in the hatchback style, a gorgeous aquamarine blue. It says 90 Fox. I think that's a good license plate. It's a fox body. It's a 90. Good one. What do you think?
I absolutely love that. I love this car. It's a 90s color. The aquamarine was very 90s, and it has the later, it looks like the SVT Cobra wheels, although it's not an SVT Cobra. I love the color. 90 Fox, yes.
And it's the two-tone. So the two-tone, the bottom bumper and along the side was a different color, gray on all these on the high-ender Mustangs.
Yeah,
And I
you can
like
get
it.
it. Back then, you can get an F-150 with the same two-tone colors.
Cool. Now here's a brand new Ford GT, and he must be a Marine. Siempre. I guess he's
Well,
a Marine.
siempre means always in Spanish, so it could be that
Okay.
too. And it should
Okay.
be for a Marine, it's got to be semper, right? Not
Semper.
siempre,
He probably couldn't get Semper, because it probably was already taken. I don't know.
maybe. But
So,
then it should be ER. Semper Fi.
yeah.
This is siempre. Siempre means always.
Okay.
I think it means always in Spanish. So I think it's just a Spanish guy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Now
Yeah,
here's a
500.
Mustang Shelby GT 500
I
in his
like it.
license. Bad 500 is a license plate.
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll go with that. That's a bad 500 Mustang
yeah.
Shelby GT 5.
It's good. I like it.
Okay. Now here we are getting into the German car. So here's a Porsche 928 S4, which they're seeing some love these days. Incredibly complicated cars to repair. But his license plate to me is actually perfect because it's RSK risky business. And owning this car is risky business. It's going to cost you a fortune to keep this thing on the road. What do you think? I kind of like it.
Well, I think it harkens back to the movie
Yeah.
because risky business. The movie they had a 928. Remember, a 928 sunk into the pond,
Oh,
into the
you're right.
lake. So
You're right.
that's
It's
what it's.
about that.
I
That's
think
what it's about.
it's referring to Risky Business, the movie, and the
Okay.
928. They called it. Remember, the great line was, Who's the U-boat commander?"
Yeah. Okay. Well, I totally missed that one. I was thinking Risky Business, the movie, but I didn't remember that scene. I've been like 40 years. I mean,
Yeah, it was a Porsche 928. I remember
okay.
Tom Cruise is driving around and he looks at the camera and goes, "Porsche, there is no substitute," which is such an 80s thing to say.
Well, hats off to that tag. That is an awesome tag.
Yeah,
That's a great tag. All right, so here's a you can tell us which body Porsche this is, Steve-O.
996.
996. That's right. I saw the license plate is PRSHAH. Porsche. I think that's stupid.
I kind of
Unless
like it.
unless he's Iranian.
Let's use Iranian. Well, let's face it. This is the cheapest 911 you can buy. It's
Yes.
the entry point. It's the 911 for someone who can't afford a 911. So, of course, that person is going to put on that license plate. It kind of all, it
It
all
goes,
goes
you're right.
together. Yeah,
So
it all
listeners,
goes
this is the
together.
Porsche that's got the fried egg headlights that you should
Right.
immediately, when I say fried egg headlights, that's it.
You
So
can,
that,
you can get a good one of these for 25, 30,000. And of course,
and why would you?
he got a good deal and he spent the extra $200 that he had on a vanity plate. So I think it's kind of dumb, but I don't hate it.
Okay, so I stopped by my buddy Andrew Clark's shop today. He was working on his father-in-law's SC, Porsche 911 SC, and he's replacing all the skins on the seats, the leather skins, the dash, and he's also taking out the insulation underneath the carpet, which basically disintegrated. And from Germany, he ordered new insulation, new carpet, and new leather seat covers. What do you think the total bill for that is? Just it came from Germany now. What do you think the bill would be for that?
$5,000.
$17,000.
Shit.
Can you believe on a 50,000 on a 40 that's about a $50,000 car.
Wow, that's
Isn't that insane? He didn't the father-in-law didn't want to get imitation. He wanted from Germany. But geez. So, you get a car like this was actually in good shape.
that's incredible.
All
This
right.
is yeah. Go ahead.
So here's a G2 RS with a monster wing on the back, and the license plate is a Barber plate,
Wow.
the license plate is TRKKAR.
Yeah,
I
I
like
love it.
that. I love it. Yep, that is a total track car, man.
This is one of the top five air-cooled 911s of all of them. And this is the fastest, most powerful 911 ever sold. This is 991.2 generation. It was probably 2020 or so. No, it would have been 2018.
Okay.
And turbo GT2s are always turbos. The RS, this car is an absolute monster. Again, most powerful, fastest 911 ever sold. And even now, it's coming up to 10 years old. It's still an absolute monster. So yeah,
What do you think that car's
this
worth,
is
Steve?
300,
300,000. Yeah,
maybe
probably.
350,
Yeah.
maybe 400. They don't sell often and they're very desirable. Just, I think they'll never do it again because they can't because of emissions. So I think this is gonna maybe it's probably more than 500, but
Wow.
I can't believe I said 300. It's not 300,
Yeah,
but
I was
probably
gonna.
500. And it's such a flex because if it's track car and it's this car, this is probably his eighth car, his eighth Porsche.
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna move over to the BMW side. So here's a what do you call that flat green, kind of a lime green M4 CS, which is a really nice BMW, man. I don't know if you've ever driven one of these, Steve, but this is a really hot rodded M4 and probably the cream of the crop. And the license plate is FROZCS, Frozen CS. I
Yeah,
like it.
BMW doesn't when you order the flat paint from them, they call it frozen. So that's
Okay.
why it's a frozen paint job from which tells me it's probably not a wrap. It's probably a factory color.
Wow. I thought it's a great license plate for that car.
Yeah, it is.
Good pick. All right, and here's a M240i, another great car. And it is metallic purple, and the license plate is GRPJLY. This is another Jeff Bank car right here.
Yeah, it is.
Grape jelly. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think grape jelly. That's my favorite one of all of them so far.
Okay, I like that
I
one.
love that grape jelly.
Now check this out. Two RS3s parked next to each other, and they both have vanity plates. One says RSY33T, and the other is RSRSRS. I thought those were good license plates.
I
Not
don't know what
totally original,
RS.
but they're good.
I guess it's like emphasizing R. I guess RS3 was already taken.
So RS three times RS, and RS3.
RS3.
That's
All
good.
right, all right. I hadn't thought of that. You're right. That's
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
yeah. All right.
The the RS3 guys are always the young wannabes. So I always, they're not quite there. They want to be there. They want to play in that. They want to sit at the big boy table, but they're just not there.
What's is that? Is that the six, the five, or the eight in
Five
that one?
cylinder, yeah.
Five
Famously,
cylinder. Okay.
we have to say Ferdinand Piëch, that's his engine, and Ferdinand Piëch was a five-cylinder guy. So
Yep.
these Audis had a
Oh,
five-cylinder.
who was whose
The
motor?
great, the late great
The late
Ferdinand
great
Piëch.
Piek. All right. Now we're moving into the JDM, not JDM, the Japanese market cars. So this is a Honda Civic R, with the gigantic wings and stuff on the back. And his license plate is MNMMMN. I don't know if he's an M&M fan or M&M is what the car sounds like when it's running because it is a four-cylinder. But I couldn't quite figure that one out.
I don't get it.
I
Yeah.
don't get it either. Um,
But that means we're too old.
Too old. Yes, exactly. And here's another Civic Art Type R, and his license plate says Yamamoto, I guess in honor of Honda. I guess I like it, but don't
Maybe
like
it's
the.
the guy's name. I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it.
And so here's a bright orange Civic ST, some fancy white wheels, and I asked a guy. He was standing, said, "So tell me about the your license plate, FYE, because yeah, fee. It kind of sounds like when the car's really going fast and I'm going fee. I'm like, okay, next."
Yeah, thanks for playing.
Yeah, thanks. And here's an Acura Integra their S series, and his license plate is NT3GRA Integra. So just
Oh, I get it.
yeah,
All
just
right.
spelled it out.
I
Now,
like that.
yeah, I like that too.
I think that's good.
Now here's a the Gen 2 NSX by Acura in all black, and his license plate is N5XTSY.
I think it's again, he couldn't get NSX, so he put a five in instead. So it's an
Yeah,
NSX with a five and then
NXX ecstasy.
ecstasy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
hybrid. Yeah,
I,
okay.
I like it. This is the later, the current, not the current, but it's, I guess you call it the Gen 2 NSX. It's a hybrid and never sold, was never really, it's a great car, but it just didn't have the same appeal of the first one.
Right. And speaking of the first
Oh, there it
generation,
is.
the,
NA1. Love it.
yeah, yep, NA1. So that could be naturally aspirated, could be NA for the first series. I thought that was a great tag.
I think it's first series. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's what they call
NA1.
it, the
Yep.
NA1. Yeah. That's
This one had some
beautiful.
carbon fiber on it. This guy had tricked it up a little bit.
I love that NSX gen. I love the first
Oh,
NSX.
the
Love it.
first gen, yeah, fantastic car. Ayrton Senna loved that car too. So now we're into the Nissans and MYZILA, Myzilla. This is his version
Of Godzilla. Yeah.
of a Godzilla, his 300 Zilla. But that, Lord, you could have a dinner party at 8 on that rear wing. I just hate those things.
Yeah, I don't like the plate. I don't like the car. I don't
License
like the
plate.
wing at all.
No. And here's another one,
All right.
C1 UTCH.
I like it. It's probably a manual. It says clutch.
Clutch.
I like that.
Now here's what's stupid though. You see this little white thing hanging off the bumper?
Yeah.
This is to give it the look of a racing car, but it is not
Right.
functional. I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah. That's
You put a hole
no.
in your bumper for that?
Yeah.
That's stupid. And here's a ZUPRA, a Supra. Um, yeah, okay. I hate that car. I know they drove
Yeah.
pretty.
The Toyota BMW.
The Toyota BMW love child. It didn't work for either company. Now I thought okay. Here, this car to me is the epitome of just stupid. This is a Toyota Camry TRD. So this is a hot rodded Camry, and so they took a family car and tried to hot rod it, which I know is kind of the muscle car thing, hot rod, but I just don't like this car at all. I get this Kia Stinger. They did more to that car than the Camry did to this TRD, and the license plate is BLUEZ Blues.
And he's
Um,
got a Barber Park license plate too, which is a
yeah,
racetrack. This thing doesn't belong anywhere near the racetrack.
yeah,
Sorry, Mr. NASCAR. And this is just embarrassing. This is a family guy who, this guy probably had a 350Z 10 years ago. Now he's got two kids and a wife, and he's trying to still be a car guy, but he has to have a Camry, and it's all he can afford. And but mostly he's got to have a family car, so he's got back seats, and he takes the kids to school, but he wants to be. It just it doesn't work.
no, it doesn't work. So if you're going to be a family car guy, a family guy that you can only have one car, but you want to try to be a car guy, I'd go with the E65, E55 Mercedes. I know it's a whole wagon, it's a whole different price thing. A Volvo V70R, you know, the S6 is up there, a wagon, but I think I would go with, you could way different price league than this.
Or
But
even just a 3 Series with a manual. Get a 10-year-old 3 Series with a manual.
yeah, or you get an Explorer ST.
Oh, okay, yeah. But just you need to surrender to your station in life.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, I only got one. I saw three of these. So this is the LS 400 that we've talked about, and all three of them were slammed and lowered with a little bit of negative camber and had aftermarket exhaust on them. And three of them came back. And as you can imagine, the front seat was tilted all the way to the back seat in each one of these driving it. But here's his license plate, LOW 96, low
Okay.
96.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look at that exhaust. He's got four pipes on the back of it that stick out about 8 to 10 inches.
It's got the LS 400 V8 is absolutely, it's a 4 liter wonder and it's absolutely perfect for tuning, but the car just isn't. And I think,
Yeah.
okay, it's rear wheel drive, it's got a great V8, but I just don't I mean, this is not for me.
No.
But somebody young has it. This kid's probably 28 years old, 26 years old, something like that. He's done a lot of work on it. Is it an enthusiast? Okay.
Yep. Good. And the other thing is that motor is bulletproof, you know.
Yeah.
But you get very little maintenance on this car, on that motor. That motor will go, 400, 500,000 miles probably if you treat it right without doing with no maintenance. So it is a
Looks like
fantastic motor.
looks like a really crapped out Toyota Corona
Yes.
lift back in the
Lift
back right
back.
behind it.
Yeah, I didn't get a picture of that one.
Thanks.
N- Okay, now here is now so you see on this picture, this is a Mitsubishi Starion, right?
Yeah.
And there's an old guy sitting next to it. And I talked to him and I said, Carroll Shelby would be proud. He dropped an LS motor in this thing. But the
Whoa.
but reason I talk about this old guy was I was actually as excited was there were not a lot of us old guys there. Okay. There were some older cars and older guys, but the vast majority were people in their 20s to late 30s, some pushing kids around in their cars. They didn't park them here, but they were working on their cars. And they were all in pretty much Japanese stuff. And I was actually pretty excited. Or old Mustangs were the other thing you saw a lot of that they were working on currently, or old Civics, but a much younger crowd than I would have ever anticipated. This was not your typical old farts car show. So there is an enthusiastic scene in Birmingham for car scene. I was excited to see that.
I love this car. I loved it when it was out. This was an early 80s, mid 80s car. And Mitsubishi Starion is fantastic. This guy obviously painted it.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's
the
the Conquest.
Conquest. Yes,
The Conquest, of course, it's the same car, same plant, but it was a Dodge Conquest,
that's
and
right.
but it's a Mitsubishi Starion, and exactly same car, same. I think they made them in Illinois, but these cars were so wonderful and just incredibly good. I love it. I love the stance. I love the size. These were a great car. Just a really quick story. Car and Driver, when they reviewed the Mitsubishi Starion, said we called up Mitsubishi PR and asked them, "Are you sure it's not the Stallion?" Which is funny.
Yeah. So here's a
Sta
picture.
Starion.
This guy did all the work on this car himself. I said, was it hard to drop the V8 in there? He said it was so easy to put the V8 in the new transmission. And they said it fit right in. It's like they designed it to have a V8.
Damn, I
So
think
he
it's
put
great. I love this car. I love what he did. I love the color. I love everything about it.
it'd be a blast to drive with a V8 in it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we saw that. Now we're moving into a little bit of Italian, and this is the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio,
Folio,
um,
yeah.
which if you ever wanted one of these, you'd only ever want to get a short-term lease on this thing because but apparently they are an absolute blast to drive and a lot of fun.
I drove
But
one.
his
I drove a press car. Incredible engine. It's a V6, but it has so much. It's based on a Ferrari V8. It's got so much character. The sound is incredible. It's so great. I just had such a blast in this car. The plastics and everything on the inside were not great, but to drive it is absolutely wonderful. I think to own it would be difficult,
a
and
nightmare.
that's a stupid license plate.
So his license plate says 191 mph. That's like write me a ticket. 191 miles per hour. That's a stupid license plate.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So here we are, Ferrari. This is an SF, but his license plate is 4RE space SF. Ferrari SF. I thought that was good.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
SF90. I don't like modern Ferraris. I don't like that one in particular, but I'm
Yeah, I
sure
don't
it's
either.
great. I'm not crazy about the license plate.
Yeah. All right. I'm ending it with my
Wow.
very favorite license. This is a 59, I mean, yeah, a 69 Impala in the most outrageously gorgeous metallic pink that this paint, this had to be easily a 15 to $20,000 paint job. This paint, Steve-O, looked like liquid metallic pink Pepto-Bismol on the car. The dash was done. The chrome was perfect. It's got the gigantic horizontal flares on the back. I mean, this car is impressive. And the license plate, SIDEPCE, side piece. This was my favorite license plate of all. I
If
just
there
thought
was
that
a if there was a good-looking blonde who was 38 with enlarged breasts, this would be the perfect car for her.
I just thought I never saw the owner. I walked by it several times. Absolutely loved that car.
That's great. I
So
love the license plate, man.
that
I
was my
love the
favorite
license
license
plate.
plate. That and look at the tail lights on that, like rockets coming out the back, like afterburner rockets. I mean, this car was just so cool. Just abs. Look at that. And
I
look at the
love it.
depth of the chrome and on this magnified view. Look at that. Look at the paint, Steve-O. Listeners, it's just
I'm
unbelievable.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to imagine what the side piece looks like. I'm sure she's cute.
It's a little
If you're going to be a
distraction.
side piece, you might as well lean into it.
Yeah. All right. So those are my plates. I know you got a couple here. I'm going to bring yours up next.
I just had
Uh,
three because
that's
I
okay.
wanted to focus on yours, which I knew would be good. I saw this literally this week, and it says 88 Accord, but this is like the junkiest, crappiest car. This car was unworthy of anything, let alone a vanity plate. I mean, I can't believe you could, why would you pay $35 or whatever it is to get a license, a vanity plate for this piece of crap? It's a Survivor. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, you scroll down. The next one was a beautiful 991 dot. No, it's not. This is a birch green 911R, 2016
Whoa, a
911R.
911R.
This is a $500,000 car, and it has Montana plates.
Oh
And
yeah.
Montana plates, you don't need to live in Montana. You buy an LLC. I think it's like $5,000 to buy an LLC, and you can register your car in Montana. You don't have to pay expensive sales tax or anything like that. So you get out of sales tax. So that's why so many cars have Montana plates that are, I mean, really expensive cars. It doesn't make sense if you're going to register your own regular car. But if you have really expensive cars, then the $5,000 is cheap compared to the sales tax. I just put this up because this loophole is being closed. California in particular
Yep.
is going after these people. This loophole will be gone, I think, in a few years. But I just, that was worth it. And then scroll down, I was in Orange
Well,
County
I just,
this
I
week.
just got one thing to say about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm guilty of this, but the guys and gals, the people that can afford this 911R, they are probably well worth, I don't know, close to 100 million, probably 50
Yeah.
million dollars. I mean, okay, they can't afford the freaking sales tax. Give me a break, okay? I guess if they have 20 cars, they're gonna
Of
save it.
course they can afford it.
They can
Of
afford it,
course,
but
of course they
what?
can afford it. But again, this is the state of California. The state of California spent $24 billion over the last 10 years on homeless. They have more homeless now than they did 10 years ago, and they've made no progress. At $29 billion, who knows where it went, but it was not well spent.
Yeah. So when we lived in Birmingham and we lived in Huntsville, and we had a lake house. And Birmingham tags at the time started with one, and then it went down through the county. So the lake tags were 63 typically. And the Mountain Brook police started cracking down on people that in their driveways had these lights because they knew the people were registering their cars at the lake to avoid the sales, to avoid 1 to 2% less sales tax. But the bigger reason was when we did it, I did it. I could go to my DMV here at Winston County at the lake. You walk in, there's 5 people behind the counter. There's no line. They
Right.
smile. They treat you like a customer, and they're there to help you. Oh, you forgot that piece of paper, Mr. Rand. I'll tell you, we'll just do it today. Next time you're in, just bring it by. You went to the Birmingham DMV. I mean, it was a line a mile long, and they were rude. So that's why I did it, not for the money savings. And then, all
Yep.
right, here's your last one. Oh, all right.
This is NIN 11 ST, so 911 ST. This is such a flex. This is a 991.2 911 Speedster, probably $500,000 for this car as well. Amazing, rare, very special car. It's a GT3 RS with a Speedster body and a manual transmission. This car was so
Whoa.
special, maybe 600,000. But the license plate is probably for his next car. He probably got a 2000 and 23 or 24 911 ST, which is pretty cool. He was so it means this license plate is the ultimate flex. It's like saying, you put the little sticker on your Ferrari. It says my other car is a Ferrari. Just such a flex. So, all right,
But
well, that
hey,
was
this guy
fun.
paid his taxes. Look, it's a California plate, but that car. Look, so this is parked in between. So you're not watching, but look how wide that car is between the
Yeah.
parking spot line. That's too big. That's too
Yeah, well,
wide.
that's an argument about the new 911s, and it's
Yeah.
one of the reasons that the older ones are so popular. So,
Okay.
all right, I got a little bit of a rant,
All right.
and
Let's do
it
your rant.
started because I was talking to a former guest, Bob Rupel, who's the Land Cruiser guy, and he had an 80 series Land Cruiser that he sold, and he said, I was talking to your brother-in-law, Russ Brown, and he sold it as 80 series, and we both wish we hadn't sold it. And I was talking to my brother-in-law 2 days ago. And I said, yeah, I said, we were talking about you and your 80 series Land Cruiser. I bet you wish you still had it. He goes, yeah, he goes, I wish I still had it. It was really great because he had this 80 series Land Cruiser, which is in the 90s. This is kind of a roundish one. This is one that was just so, so special. And anyway, he sold it and he goes, yeah, he goes, but he goes, I'm thinking I'm just going to get a new one because they got a new Land Cruiser now. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
shit. It's not the same. It is not the
no.
same.
Right.
So the 80 series Land Cruisers in particular were designed for the United Nations, and they're supposed to be in Africa and take any kind of octane fuel and never break down. These things were designed to get almost no maintenance and just keep on going. They're
You know what I
incredibly well
remember?
built.
Now you mention that. You know what I remember these the most as? The
But
white UN cars.
yeah,
Yep, that's
that's
how I remember this. The white UN. That's when when I see this, I think of the white UN Land Cruiser with the blue writing on it.
yeah, UN bought these by the thousands to go into the third world. And that's why they just keep on going. These things do not die. And it's completely the opposite of the new one. And, for Russ to say, because he's not a car guy, he's like, oh yeah, don't even scroll down yet. But, it's not the same. And it reminded me of something because it's not what it used to be. Everyone loves authenticity. And this is what I'm ranting about. Everyone loves authenticity. We want it, we love it. And unfortunately, we're at the point now where we're like politicians. And there's a political quote that I read years ago, and it said, voters want candidates to be authentic. When you can fake that, you've made it. That's where we are. People are faking it. And we're the authentic stuff, the ultimate authentic Land Cruisers, the old one, particularly the 80 series. And scroll down to the Forerunner, the 2010 Forerunner V6, just like that 80 series Land Cruiser. V6. This one had a four, it's had a 5-speed transmission by then. Simple transmission, simple engine, no turbos, no hybrids. And those Forerunners went forever. Look down a little more, you got, the Wrangler, the Land Cruiser, the Land Rover, the Range Rover from the past. These things were all great. That's a 2010 Wrangler. That thing will go forever too. It'll climb up in all these places, and just these things were so well built. They lasted. They were great quality. And now it just is not the same. It's like it's like the whole automotive world just said, "Hey, authentic off-road stuff is so popular. Let's fake it." And now we've got the scroll down, the 2026 Land Cruiser isn't a Land Cruiser. The real Land Cruiser, the only way you can buy it is a Lexus LX. This is a Forerunner with a different body, a four-cylinder hybrid. I hate it. I don't hate it as a vehicle. I hate it that they call it the Land Cruiser. It's not as stout, has a turbo four-cylinder engine. This is not authentic. The GX, scroll down a little bit more, GX 550, Lexus, also very popular. It is the Land Cruiser with a different body and a V6 that's also a turbo. This is not the same authentic Toyota. And I'm just so irritated. You can scroll down. Here's the real Land Cruiser. You cannot buy it in this country. If you look at the rear D pillar, you can see it looks like the Lexus LX because the Lexus LX is the only way to get the real Land Cruiser. Everything else that they're making is fake. It pisses me off. And then you got the Subaru Outback, the Subaru Crosstrek, the Honda Passport. Keep scrolling. This is not authentic. The Honda Passport, that's a CRV with a different look. This is, and the CRV is essentially a Civic. Scroll down the Bronco Sport. That's a Ford Escape with the OtterBox, is what we've talked about. This is not authentic. This pisses me off. It's fake authenticity. Nothing's worse than the Subaru Crosstrek. I'm fucking pissed off about it.
It doesn't matter what you know, it's just how good you look doing it. And
Who looks good in a fucking Passport?
well, I'll show you, that's why that's you know what you're talking about is exactly why this exists. The Ineos Grenadier. They got tired of all these wannabe SUVs. You buy these things and you actually want to use it on your farm or you do off-roading. Those others don't really work. They're not workhorses. Ineos Grenadier, this thing is made for one thing. This is today's authenticity. It's made for off-road
Well, Bob Rupel wants one of these, and he has a friend who has one, and the guy got rid of it, and he
because of
ended
the
up buying
steering.
what's that? He bought a Jeep because
Okay.
he had one of these Ineos Grenadiers. He had it all. It's got a BMW engine, BMW transmission. Unfortunately, it's got a BMW drive shaft, and the rear
Oh.
drive shaft broke twice.
Oh,
And
geez.
he took it off road. He's gone through two drive shafts. He said, "Fuck it, I'm done with this." So it's not fully hashed out.
Yeah,
I
growing
love that it's
pains.
authentic. It's basically an original OG Land Rover Defender.
Yes. Yep. Which is the probably the ultimate. Yeah.
I think the only legit stuff we have now is the Mercedes G-Wagon, the Ford Bronco, the Jeep Wrangler, the Lexus LX, large pickups. Everything else is a fake.
Case in point. Yep. Exactly. They're selling an image, but there's nothing underneath, man.
Yes. All right, that's my rant.
That was a good rant. I have to agree. And I'm sure Bob got really fired up about that conversation.
Well, like me, he's offended that they put the it's just a Forerunner, which is a watered down Forerunner, four-cylinder turbo engine, added a hybrid system and added a third row of seats. How is that authentic? And
Yeah.
but they made it look like the 70 series from the 70s. So it looks like an old Land Cruiser. It's a lot cheaper, but it's not authentic.
Yeah.
And there was an off-road guy did the same kind of thing. He looked at the Lexus GX versus the LX, and he said the GX is not that much smaller. It's pretty much the same wheelbase, same length as the LX. The LX is a little bit wider, but he said you look underneath, the GX is just very flimsy compared to the LX as far as the strength of the off-road stuff and the protection underneath. And he said,
Right.
this is not real.
Yeah. Oh.
Same with the Land Cruiser, only worse because it's called a
Ah,
Land Cruiser.
yes.
All right, close this out.
All right, so I am headed off to Japan for 3 weeks, so I will have lots of car scene pictures hope to take from be cars I've never seen before. So I'm looking forward to that. So I will see you guys in 3 weeks, and remember to like, subscribe, hit that button. That way you'll get notified we got a new one. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did because it was a lot of fun. And all right, take care,
Amen.
dude.